Hi, my name is Derek Johnson with Tatango.com. Today I'm going to be walking you through step-by-step a demo, an RCS business messaging demo from Walgreens that was shot by the GSMA at Mobile World Congress. So let's jump right into it.
My name is Kartik Subramanian. I am from Walgreens. I lead the mobile team at Walgreens. Walgreens is part of Walgreens Boots Alliance. We are the largest retail pharmacy in the US and in Europe. So why are we here? We are actually here at the Mobile World Congress in the Innovation City exhibit, and I'm about to show you a great opportunity to engage our consumers using the next generation of messaging services and solutions. What we'll do today is show you how we can leverage mobile messaging, specifically RCS, to make it that much more convenient for our customers to actually engage with Walgreens whenever they want, wherever they want, and through whatever channel they desire. So what I'll show you an example is how we can use the RCS services that we've already built in partnership with Google and with 3C Interactive to actually from your phone to any Walgreens store for printing and for processing. So as you can see on the screen, what's going to happen is I have to send a picture using the Android messaging application.
Okay, so I'm going to stop him here, and because one of the most, I think, interesting parts about RCS compared to SMS and MMS right now is the custom branding that is allowed in an RCS business messaging. So if you look at this message, you'll see Walgreens has like a red color. You can see down their logo there. The background of their logo is red. So Walgreens is able to actually customize the color of the message. Now this means the header area up here and also the message down here. You also see, as you kind of walk through this messaging flow, you'll see that even links and certain words and the outlines of certain buttons, they're also red. So that's a really cool feature that is not allowed or is not available for text messaging. The second component here is instead of using a short code, Walgreens can just send a message with, instead of a short code, which is a 5 to 6 digit phone number, they can just say, hey, this is coming from Walgreens. So they don't have to say, this is coming from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the consumer has to guess, to remember that that phone number is associated with Walgreens. They can actually just say, this is Walgreens that you're messaging. The third component down here, which is unique to RCS business messaging, is the logo. So with SMS or MMS, it's just a plain kind of face, a default face that usually is displayed in this area to kind of show who you're texting with. With RCS business messaging, the business actually gets to put their logo in the message. So a lot of branding components, from the color to the name to the logo, that are not accessible and not available with text messaging or MMS messaging.
From my phone. I'm going to go ahead and choose a...
Okay, let's actually go back a little bit here. So essentially what he's doing is he's initiating a demo with Walgreens, and Walgreens is sending a message to the consumer that says, please send an image from your camera roll that you'd like to have printed. So this most likely would be something along the lines of, to initiate this, they would text in a keyword to Walgreens, or maybe they'd send out a mass message to Walgreens customers saying, please respond with an image, and we'll process it. Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and choose a picture.
Okay, this right here, just so there's no confusion, this is not really RCS. This is him choosing a photo from the mobile phone. Now, I say mobile phone, this is actually an Android device. The reason it's an Android device is RCS business messaging is only supported on certain carriers, but only on an Android device. So that means on an iPhone, a Walgreens customer can't do this. Currently, iPhones and iOS do not support RCS business messaging.
And now, using the messaging application, this photograph or this picture is being...
Okay, so he's now essentially texted in. I think people are still going to use the term text message, even if it's RCS or even if it's an MMS. It's still a text message. So he sent this really cute little picture of this, I think, pug to Walgreens. And Walgreens, now again, you could do this with MMS. I think as it progresses, you're going to see where it goes from MMS, essentially what you could do currently, to what now will be available and which is not available via MMS. So he's texted in the photo. Then Walgreens, again with that logo down there, says, "That's a great shot. What size would you like to print?" And then this comes back to the point of there are some things in this flow that could be done with MMS, but what you'll see here is this could never be done with MMS, which is putting essentially these buttons down here at the bottom and embedding them into the message. So these buttons are actually called quick replies, and they're actually like buttons, but then behind the button, essentially when you click the button, it creates a reply to Walgreens really quickly and then sends it off to them. So if I were to click one of these, which I think he'll do in the demo, it automatically removes the buttons, creates a new message, and then sends it off to Walgreens all really instantaneously. The consumer doesn't have to do anything. Now this I think is better than, "That's a great shot. What size would you like to print? Please respond 4x6, or please respond 5x7, or please respond 8x7, and then they have to type 8x7 and click send. This is now making the response just much easier and much more simple for a consumer.
Being sent from my phone over to Walgreens using the RCS system. The consumer is engaged in terms of the different options they'd like to print. I choose 4x6.
Okay, do you see what happened there? So when he selected one of the buttons, all the buttons went away. They're suggested replies. That's what those buttons are called. And you can see here, it automatically created a new text message. It's an RCS message, but it automatically created a new message and then automatically sent it off to Walgreens. Okay, and you see how quickly that happened? So sent off, and then automatically came back. How many prints would you like? Please select or type in the number if it is not listed. And then again, down here, he's using quick replies, those little buttons, and now he has 1, 2, or 3. Now what's interesting too is these quick replies, if you wanted to go up to like 20, you actually can scroll through and the quick reply buttons, and it moves left to right or right to left, you know, if you're going back or forward. So really cool user experience, something that you definitely cannot do with text messaging currently. Again, when he clicks on one of these, watch really closely because it'll delete them really quickly and then send off essentially 1, 2, or 3 to Walgreens without him, you know, selecting send or anything like that.
And 1 print is sufficient for today.
Okay, so it just sent 1.
I just want to.
Okay, again, he's using these quick replies a lot here. It's essentially kind of, you know, going through the steps or the workflow to get these prints. So the next one is, would you like to add any more photos to your order? Again, these are quick replies, so yes or no.
Print only one order over here. As you can see, it's a very conversational flow.
Again, more quick replies, zip code or use my location.
Consumer is constantly engaged, and pretty much what also happens is for the consumer's consent.
Okay, so this one's a little interesting. Is when he clicks that button that says use my location, that is not actually like looking up his location. It's sending off a message to Walgreens to then look up his location and to use that location.
We're able to use the location information on the phone to pinpoint exactly where they might be. I mean,
this right here, as you can see, a really beautiful image with text and links and things down here. The 1, 2, 3, those are the different stores. This is something that is really unique to RCS business messaging. It's called a rich card. There's a few different names, but most people call it a rich card. And it can have an image, it can have video, and then it can have information below the rich card. And you can actually embed quick replies and suggested actions into this card. So again, it's kind of a hybrid. It's a combination of an image, a video, and then information all packaged into kind of one message that comes through to the consumer. Then they say, which store do you prefer? 1, 2, or 3? And then they have 4 different options. Again, these are quick replies.
Orders can get processed. I'm going to pick the second store, and as you can see over here, as compared to traditional SMS, they use a lot of...
Okay, this is another rich card. You essentially, with a rich card, can put the image up here, text below, or you can do a side-by-side type rich card. So they're doing the side-by-side here with the image and then the text.
Of rich media in this format. That leads to a more engaging customer experience. And all I'll do is go ahead and confirm the order. And finally...
Okay, this is interesting because this is the first time that there's not a quick reply button. This is a suggested action button. They seem very similar and they look very similar. As you can see here, the map of store location. So what a suggested action button is actually more like a real button where if you click it, it's going to open up your phone calling app on the phone. It's going to open up maps. It's going to open up your contacts. It might even open up the Walgreens mobile app. But it's not actually sending anything back to Walgreens. It's actually taking the consumer somewhere else. So in this case, it's going to map a store location, which I would assume would go and open up the Maps application on the mobile device. Now, the way you can tell a suggested action versus a quick reply is a suggested action is going to have a little icon there. A quick reply is not. It's just going to be text. So this is a suggested action. So hopefully he clicks on this and we'll see kind of him open up the map experience. And again, this is not RCS. This is just the maps on the regular phone.
If you want to figure out how to get to the store, we can also pull up the actual store map location in Google Maps on your phone itself. And what this does is you can in fact go back and forth between the mapping application and the messaging application with a simple tap. Pretty much at this point, we are done. As I said, from start to finish, in less than a minute, your photos have been sent from your phone over to any Walgreens store by the power of RCS.
So great example of an RCS business messaging campaign from Walgreens and how they're using things that they already do in the store, like submitting your photos, but using RCS business messaging to make it more mobile enabled and allow the consumer to do it themselves without having to contact somebody or even walk into the store. As you can see there, I can just order my prints right from my mobile phone. So great RCS demo from Walgreens. Thank you, the GSMA, for filming this. We'll link to the original video in the description below. Again, my name is Derek Johnson with Tatango.com.